Everyone spoke English around me, but I felt invisible. My ears understood some words, but my mouth stayed silent. In the UK, English is everywhere, on buses, at work, in shops, and that made me afraid. Afraid to speak, afraid to make mistakes, afraid to be judged. If fast English makes your mind go blank, don't skip this video. This slow English story is for people who feel silent inside, just like I did. Everyone spoke English around me in the UK, and it was not loud or rude. It was normal, casual, and confident. And that is what made it painful for me, because when something looks easy for everyone else, you start feeling small inside, without anyone saying anything to you. I remember standing in public places and hearing English flow around me like water, people laughing, talking, asking questions, sharing stories, and I was physically there but emotionally silent. My ears were working, but my mouth refused to open, and the strange thing was that I understood many words. But my body reacted with fear. My heart beat faster whenever someone looked at me expecting a reply. And in those moments I felt invisible, not because people ignored me, but because I removed myself by staying quiet. Before coming to the UK, I truly believed my English was okay. I had studied basic grammar, I knew common words, I could read simple sentences. I even practiced speaking alone at home, but real-life English in the UK felt completely different. It moved fast, it changed suddenly, and it did not wait for me to catch up. On my first few days, I noticed how English never stopped. It was on buses, in shops, on streets, at work, everywhere, and my brain felt tired trying to keep up. Sometimes I understood the words, but not the feeling behind them. Sometimes I understood the question, but did not know how to reply naturally, and this made me anxious. I remember going to a small shop one afternoon, and the cashier asked me something quickly. Her tone was normal, but my mind went blank. I smiled and nodded because that felt safer than speaking. She repeated the question, and I felt pressure from people behind me. My hands felt cold and my chest felt tight. I answered with one short word, hoping it was correct. And when I walked out of the shop, my heart was still racing. Not because of English itself, but because of the fear of being exposed. After that day, I became more careful. I started choosing silence more often. At work, my co-workers were friendly but fast. They joked easily and spoke naturally with each other. I wanted to join, but my thoughts stayed trapped in my head. I worried about my accent. I worried about grammar. I worried about sounding strange, so I listened more and spoke less. Silence became my protection, but slowly that protection started turning into loneliness. I was there every day, doing my job, smiling politely, but I felt separate, like I was watching life through glass. And inside my mind, I kept repeating sentences, practicing answers, telling myself that next time I would speak. But when the moment came, fear stopped me again, and without realizing it, I started believing that maybe my voice did not matter here. Maybe it was better to stay quiet than to speak wrong, and that belief began to grow silently inside me, and that belief slowly started changing the way I saw myself in the UK, because every time I stayed quiet, it felt like I was confirming my own fear, confirming the idea that my English was not good enough, that my voice was not ready, that I should wait until I became perfect. And days passed like this, one silent moment after another. At home I spoke English clearly to myself. I practiced sentences in front of the mirror. I replayed conversations in my head and imagined better replies, stronger replies. But real life never followed my practice. Outside the house, English felt heavy and unpredictable. At work, when someone asked a simple question, my mind froze even though I knew the answer. Fear made easy English feel difficult. I started answering with one-word replies, not because I wanted to, but because my confidence was shrinking. And I noticed how people slowly stopped asking me deeper questions, not because they were rude, but because my short answers closed the conversation, and that made me feel even more invisible. I remember one afternoon sitting quietly during a break while others talked about their weekend plans, holidays, families, and I listened carefully, understanding most of it, yet feeling disconnected because I was not part of the conversation. I wanted to say something simple, just one sentence, but fear whispered that I would say it wrong, that my accent would sound strange, that people would notice my mistakes. And so I stayed quiet again, and in that silence I realized something painful. Silence does not protect you forever. It slowly hides you. It slowly convinces you that you do not belong. And this realization made me uncomfortable, because I did not come to the UK to feel invisible. I came to build a life, to grow, to learn. Yet fear was keeping me small. One evening after work I felt exhausted, not physically but mentally, and I asked myself why English had so much power over me, why a language controlled my confidence, and the truth was simple. I was not afraid of English. I was afraid of judgment, afraid of being seen as slow, afraid of being different, and once I understood that, something inside me shifted slightly, not confidence, but awareness. I started noticing small moments where I could try, moments where perfection was not required, moments where silence was not the only option. The next day at work, a co-worker asked me a basic question about a task. My heart started beating fast as usual, but this time I paused instead of panicking. I took a slow breath. I reminded myself that clear English is enough, slow English is enough, and I spoke. My sentence was simple, my grammar was not perfect, my accent was there, but the message was clear. My co-worker understood me immediately and replied normally, no surprise, no judgment, no correction, and that moment stayed with me longer than I expected, because nothing bad happened. The fear I imagined did not appear, and for the first time I wondered if the problem was not my English, but the story I kept telling myself about my English. And that thought followed me through the day, quietly opening a door I had kept closed for a long time. And from that day onward, something small but powerful started changing inside me, not suddenly and not loudly, but quietly, like a slow light turning on in a dark room. I stopped waiting to feel confident before speaking and started speaking, to slowly build confidence. I accepted that my English would never improve if I kept it trapped inside my head. Every day I made a simple promise to myself to speak at least once, even if my sentence was short, even if my voice shook, even if my grammar was not perfect. Some days I only said hello properly, some days I asked one small question, and some days I replied with one clear sentence, and each time I spoke, fear lost a little bit of its power. I noticed that people were not as scary as my mind made them. Most people waited, most people listened, most people cared more about understanding than perfection, and slowly English stopped feeling like an enemy and started feeling like a tool I could use at my own pace. I still made mistakes, I still misunderstood things, but now mistakes did not stop me anymore. They became part of my learning. At work, I began to feel less invisible. People started including me more because I was opening myself more. Conversations became longer, not because my English suddenly became fluent, but because my courage became stronger. I learned that living in the UK does not require perfect English. It requires willingness, patience, and self-kindness. English is everywhere here, on buses, in shops, at work, on the streets. And at first it feels overwhelming, but over time your ears adjust, your brain adapts, and your confidence grows, as long as you allow yourself to try. I realized that silence was never my protection, it was my prison, and slow English was the key that helped me unlock it. Speaking slowly gave my mind time to think. Calm English gave my heart time to relax, and understanding grew naturally. I stopped comparing myself with native speakers and fast talkers, because my journey was different, my starting point was different, and that was okay. Learning a language is not a race, it is a process, and everyone walks at their own speed. Now, when someone speaks fast, I do not panic. I ask them to repeat. I ask them to speak slowly, and most people do, because asking for clarity is not weakness, it is confidence. And if you are living in the UK and you feel invisible because of English, I want you to remember this. You are not invisible. You are learning. Your voice matters even if it shakes. You do not need perfect grammar. You do not need a perfect accent. You only need the courage to try again tomorrow. English feels scary when it is fast. English feels friendly when it is slow. And if you choose slow English, you choose calm, clarity, and confidence, one sentence at a time, one day at a time. And that is how I stopped feeling invisible in the UK, not by becoming perfect, but by believing that I was enough to begin.